Episode 4, Obliterated. Joanne and Noah decide to go on their first real date. And then he immediately has to fill in for his boss at a camp. Joanne, her friends give her advice about the date. Keep it light, casual, And then was the one lady was like, you got to lock him up. He is a gym.
She told her she only has months left on her face.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like, damn.
Noah, on the other hand, was trying to make the night meaningful. He had his boy, pick up a bunch of his condom guy.
Oh, gosh. The condom dealer.
Yeah.
I can't wait to circle back to that.
Okay. Oh, so you should need at least one of these tonight, unless you biff it.
It's so weird how you buy condoms for all your friends. We all talk about it.
That's all. Mm-hmm.
During the date, Joanne realizes. Oh, I jumped ahead with his boss thing. During the date, Joanne realizes she needs to pick up a product for her podcast, and something called the Obliterator.
You got to go pick up the vibrator she's selling.
Yes. What's it called again? The plower? No, the excavator.
No. It's the Obliterator.
Oh, I love that thing.
So,
wow.
They have to go, to a sex shop. Noah agrees to go with her, but the situation quickly becomes awkward when they run into a member of Noah's temple board inside the store. Noah questions how others perceive him because he's, despite the weirdness. Oh, and then, Joanne comes and smacks him.
I love that part.
They go outside. He's freaking out. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired. They do a little bit of recon on her phone. They find out, oh, that's not his wife. He was in there with another lady. Dun, da, da, da. They're good.
That's right.
They end the evening feeling a stronger connection than before, even though the date didn't go as planned. And I'm starting to think I watched episode 5 because I thought episode 4 was the Jewish retreat thing. What did I watch?
Whoa.
You watched 4 and 5, perhaps.
Wow.
It's all right, you're ahead for next time.
But I was talking about the family.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Adam Levine.
So, yeah.
Okay. Anyway. So that's where we're at. I was wondering why I was running long. Okay.
Did you notice one of her friends was the girl from The Good Place, the robot woman that you love?
I love The Good Place. It's really good.
What was her name?
I definitely noticed. Darcy.
The robot.
Oh, her real name is Darcy.
Right, weirdo.
Shauna.
Was
it? No,
it's not Shauna.
It's not Shauna.
Shannon.
I think
Sally.
Was it Shannon?
Slappy. Samsonite.
I think it was. You're not helping me. Shannon. Something.
I can see Ted Danson saying it.
Yeah, I can too. I can hear him saying it, but I can't make out the words.
Anyway, that was one of her friends, right?
Yep.
In the gym. Okay. I just want to make sure you picked up on that.
It's something. I have to look it up now. I can hear it.
Yeah. The
Shannon. Good Place.
Robot lady.
Janet.
Janet. Hey, Janet.
Well, that doesn't have a shh.
That was.
It didn't. Now I feel. What was I listening to? I could definitely hear that. I have. You want to go first? I don't know what my note is.
I just feel the need to clear the air on
please.
All those condoms on the table.
Yeah.
Again, I know I come from a different world and not a naive world, but just that was not a thing. And I want to make sure everybody knows, including the two females on
that
this.
Was goofy.
But
I wouldn't
also
think of that being poured on the rabbi's table either.
Right. I also, though, we've established before, and I think even in episode 3, when they're up at 2 a.m. casually, like that's not nothing. None of them look tired.
Right.
He's like, oh, I didn't know if being on your doorstep at 2 a.m. What? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
We've established that. And then this, I think we're back to the LA lifestyle that we're not living, that we don't know about.
Oh,
but that was just
right.
giving middle school to me. That just didn't feel adult to roll up with a brown bag full of condoms and dump them on the table. Like, look what I found in my mom's closet, guys.
Hey, look.
What adult is?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm not. I have written down laundry. Does anyone remember? It's my first note, so it happened early in the episode.
You did watch the wrong episode.
Did I?
I wrote down new characters, ? Like maybe because we, met some of her friends and we met some of his friends. I thought,
we get an idea.
No, it was. I wrote down the right laundry though. What was the?
I don't remember laundry.
What did they? Laundry.
You needed to do laundry.
Somebody
Scott,
share
are
a
you wearing
note.
dirty clothes again?
Somebody share a note, and I'm going to sit here and think about this.
My biggest note came from the end of the episode, the very end, where they had that conversation in the kitchen, which I loved that conversation. I hated the phone call she made to her sister at the end. What the heck? She's like, it's a selfie video. And she's like, we just had sex.
Yeah.
And I told him I showed my crazy and he did not care. And he's like, nope, I'm into it. Just that entire scene to me just smashed everything that happened in the kitchen the night before. He's like, what even was that?
It feels on par for their characters, though.
That was too much. I've tried really hard to hang in there with all of it thus far, but that sent me over the edge. What are y'all doing? That was so weird.
I don't have a relationship with anybody that I would send that.
I wrote down.
Imagine receiving that.
Right.
Like, okay.
I was hoping they didn't have sex.
Yeah, he was very upset.
That's just me. Like, okay, let's don't. I don't know. I'm being that weirdo again, and not the LA life.
Laundry.
I figured out the laundry.
Still,
thing.
I'm like,
but keep going.
Come on, y'all are potentially building something very significant here. I know people believe different, and I'm not saying you gotta wait till you get married, but daggone it. I mean, your first real date and
you
have sex. I don't know. I'm probably being a weirdo.
Well, it wasn't
I was
really
thinking,
like their first
he's
date,
not
though.
even gonna.
They've had enough interactions up to that point, I guess. I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
again,
he's a
different
rabbi.
world though.
And he's
right,
a rabbi.
different world. But I was just thinking him being
a rabbi,
the perfect. He's gonna be like, no.
He was more about them being on the same page.
Right.
What was when they're in the sex shop and he's like, "This is my first time. I mean, not my first. I've had sex before."
Yes. Everything he said in there was too good.
We've got plans.
I can't imagine running into an old couple from church in a sex shop.
Ugh.
That that's embarrassing.
I've run into people in the ABC store. That's a little bit.
Is not the
that
sex
can be
shop.
A little weird.
Yeah. So the laundry. This is a question for you guys, actually.
Okay.
I don't. I'm. It's just me out here, right?
Yeah.
I do my own
single
laundry.
Bachelor life. Yeah.
You.
Oh.
Live together.
Yep.
Supposedly.
Do you do each other's laundry? Like, is it
I'm
like,
glad you said laundry.
You're the one doing the laundry? Because I'll do my own laundry.
It used to
I'm
be
not married.
that I
It's
did
just
everybody's. And now I don't.
Okay.
But Charlie would, but I don't want him to wash my clothes because I want certain things hung and on a certain heat level and all that. So
nope, I'm right there with you. Don't touch my laundry if you're not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want him, picking up your.
Whoa! Why did you go out here? Why did you go out here? That was crazy. Why are you out here? You're the width of a HD TV screen. What are you doing? Wow.
That wasn't the point I was trying to make. I just meant like your delicates.
I don't care Well, that's probably the only thing. He could wash my underwear because I don't care about
But can he
how
fold
that
it?
does. Yeah.
No, you roll those up. It's.
I mean,
okay.
I don't care if he folds my clothes.
I want to make sure, just to clarify something she said though. In the beginning, she did the laundry, but she almost said it like it was like, yeah, I did. Like I was expected to do the laundry. It was just she did the laundry. I mean, no other. There's no expectation of roles and responsibilities in this house.
Okay. I was more just curious because he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, trying to fold your socks or whatever. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because when I think about it, I'm like, I'm the only one that's ever tried to pair up my socks.
And
I think that's a kind of stereotypical thing too. I think there's a lot of couples that just do their own laundry regardless.
Well, that was my question. So you guys,
well, I never wash my clothes. That's been established. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, sure. But you just lose your hoodie for other reasons.
Yeah.
Charlie, I think he started laughing when he started messing with the sock.
Ooh,
the Red Hot Chili Peppers thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when the Red Hot Chili Peppers would only wear one sock? That was pretty sexy, huh?
What is this here?
That's a thing.
Yeah.
But when did you find out, Charlie?
Yeah, Erin's been to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
And that's how you found out.
You were at that one?
No.
Holy cow. That was like at Woodstock 99 or something, wasn't it?
Ooh, solid.
I saw them when I was at Radford.
Well, I have a little bet here on my notes. Did you guys watch this together?
Yes, we did.
Okay. I want to make a bet that when they're making like all the sex jokes in the sex shop that Erin giggled.
Did
I? Yeah.
Like you're normal sitting giggle. There and she's giggling about
right here. Yep, there it is. The obliterator.
What?
When he put the collar around his neck and then
Yep.
She jumped out with a full-on mask later.
Let me spank you.
But actually, I did turn to you. I was like, I mean, other than the back of Spencer's, I don't know if we've ever really been in a real deal.
Back of Spencer's.
I don't.
The back of Spencer's. Wait a minute, that's not news, is it? Everybody knows about the back of Spencer's.
Well,
right?
they for sure do, but I haven't thought about the back of Spencer's
the back
in years.
Of Spencer's. I think about it every time I go in Spencer's.
How often do you go to Spencer's?
Well, we have
with two teenagers. We normally go in there every time, but we don't go in the back.
With the
you get like
underwear.
3/4 of a way, and you're like,
okay,
I'm crossing around here.
Yeah.
I better turn around.
I wrote down that Chuck, you're definitely Sasha. Night Alone. You're gonna watch Top Gun.
Oh, I was so excited for him.
I loved
feeling of
that
like
episode.
The little girl comes in and you're like, well, why don't you go tackle that and then come back in 2.5 hours and let me know how it went.
He had gotten into his gummies. He was,
and then
he was like, I can't do this right now.
The starbies, and then you're texting.
Really? I didn't notice.
You didn't notice what? Yes.
I didn't notice he was partaking of anything.
Oh yeah, he lost track of how many he took because he was like, "Did I?"
He was singing, "I'm gonna eat some weed."
That's right.
My family's gone. Okay. It's the best when my family's gone.
I got chicken parm and my family's gone, and I'm gonna eat some weed. Everything is better when the family's gone, and I'm gonna watch TV. Wait, how many of these have I had already?
It's like, yes, time to myself.
That's when I wrote down again. Brother is still the best part of this show.
And then he was talking to his daughter, and he's like, yeah, want to go to Starbies? Don't say Starbies,
Charlie.
Hey, do you want to meet up tomorrow at Starbies?
No, do not say Starbies.
What? Starbies is cool. What? Yeah.
Charlie. And then he's stoned. He's like, actually, Starbies sounds good. You want to get Starbies?
Yeah. No.
Can I say this is going to sound really naive?
Uh-oh.
The first time I said Starbies, I didn't know other people said. I am not lying.
You did not think you came up with it.
I was the only one that said
Wait a minute.
starbies.
You also thought there was only a what in Franklin?
I thought there was only Dairy Queen in Franklin. I thought that was the Dairy Queen.
Wow, you didn't think that was a chain?
No, I didn't know it was. I thought, no, Dairy Queen in Franklin. You're talking about Franklin, right? Yeah.
Wow.
I've been to Dairy Queen. You came all the way to Franklin for Dairy Queen?
Man, I bet
I didn't know.
You didn't know the
Starbies
thing. Man, I bet you thought you were the first to call it Mickey D's.
I did.
Too.
Call it
Wally World.
D's?
Yeah, Wally World.
Yeah, came up with that.
Wow, that's just the
crazy.
Starbies. So me and Sasha have a lot in common.
That was a very interesting interaction, though. Him helping his daughter. That was pretty funny, I thought.
It was, and it showed okay, he is a doofus and he can be silly and dumb,
right? But he
was a good father.
Yeah,
it worked out.
Good for him.
That was funny on Snapchat when he was chatting with the guy.
Hey, so I'm not into it, but my buddy Trevor is. What's Trevor's deal? Is he cool?
What's Trevor's deal?
Does he play
the way
Fortnite?
He delivers it like, no, I really want to know. What's Trevor's deal?
Okay. What's Trevor's deal? Is he cool? Does he play Fortnite?
And then he told her at the end, he's like, by the way, I need to tell you I have a relationship now with a 13-year-old boy. So.
On the internet.
Does he know about me? Yeah, it's cool because we're not that serious yet.
I think I'm in a relationship with a teenage boy I met on the internet.
Oh.
Hey, who's the taxi driver from Deadpool? What's his character's name? I wrote down Pim Dot, but I know that's not it.
I don't know.
Dopin,
It's
whatever.
been so long.
I think that was him. He was in that episode.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. It's just a fun fact.
The sex shop guy.
Yes.
No? Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
I can't verify
I'm pretty sure that was him.
I thought it was good when they were in the sex shop and she goes, I could feel myself cringing when they were joking about, our first date to a sex shop. And she's like, yeah, it'll be a funny story to tell our friends one day.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, you missed that,
because
didn't
he
you?
was, did that go over your head? She was going to say to tell our kids one day. And then she caught herself like, ew, let me not say that.
Feels a little silly.
Are you not picking up on this, Chuck? Your face is still...
He misses things.
Would that not be weird to you? Take your time.
Like she was just talking way in the future. I mean...
Yeah, but that's not something you talk about on your first date. You're talking about them having sex on their first date. You don't talk about...
Your future children.
Your future kids on your first... Yeah, that'd be a funny story to tell our kids one day.
Yeah, I guess
it was in the office and you thought it was hilarious.
That would be weird.
When they were doing that whole bit and what's her name? Holly. And he ruined the doll and he's like, would it be a really funny story to tell our kids one day? And you hear this groan through they're like, okay. No, that didn't.
Maybe it didn't. It's not now either.
Did it for you guys? Did you? That was cringy, right? That was.
Yeah,
I guess for me in my mind, I've already pictured them.
You've already
together, married.
But put yourself there.
Yeah.
I think the only thing. I mean, I agree that's too much. But when you say it's a first date, they've had interactions leading up to this that confirm that they're into each other. This is just their first formal interaction, but they've talked to each other multiple times leading up to this. I'm not saying that's still a great time to joke about kids, but
fair.
You figured out there's a high level of compatibility.
But he says at the very end, he's like, I don't want this to just be like a rebound thing. So it's clear that they have not like both established that this is like serious. This is kids level.
But I knew Charlie was the one before I ever went on a date with him.
Oh, here we go. And he's going to say the same thing.
Well, I did.
All right. But would you have said that to him? When you're on your first date with him and something funny happens and you're like, this would be funny to tell our kids one day.
I don't know. That's something I would say anyway. But.
That's a weird thing to say. Because then they're
weird.
thinking, whoa, you're really into me. That is a bit weird.
You're going to at least establish what the relationship is before you start.
You might be too into me.
I don't know that I would ever say that. That makes me think of Back to the Future.
Why is this not like weird to you guys?
Yeah,
this
it's
is
not
really
that
alarming
weird.
to me that would be cool to just. Okay, yeah, no, it would be funny to tell our kids.
I think it's a funny joke.
It's not okay. Okay,
I'm gonna use it next time I'm in the sex shop with my girlfriend on my second date.
There you go. First date. First real date. Okay, I thought he was a bit dramatic. I know
Noah?
he's great and all, but yeah, and I think this is why everybody thinks he's so great. But when they're in the kitchen talking about that whole conversation, he initiated it, right? Because what did he say? He's like, "Can we talk about tonight? I felt like something was off," and I'm like, "That I think that was her line." Hey, Adam, that's Kristen's line.
Yeah.
Are you saying only girls can read a room and ask if there's?
No, I'm just saying.
You just would never expected.
It's a little
other
more
than him.
Charlie, you would say something like that.
Ooh.
Well, I'm pretty perfect, so me and Adam are about it. But
it's not bad.
I just thought it was another example of him being too good, and he's like,
it was a little bit in the face. It was a little bit like, okay, you're like rubbing it in my face that he's so good that he'd be like, you know what, let's talk about tonight.
Yeah, let's take a step back.
Like, okay, homie. I mean, let's pump the brakes on
around,
you.
Though.
The what?
When she turned around.
Oh, yes. This is not to put Erin on blast here, but that reminds me so much of something Erin did one time.
She turned around. Well, you don't have to
So
say it,
Erin's a bit of a excellent singer, and early on when we were just barely getting together, she was playing something for me that she had recorded, but she didn't want to be in the room while I listened to it. She couldn't be in there. But also, Erin, didn't you say like the first time you sang for your parents, they didn't know you could sing, but you couldn't face them while you were singing, so you had to turn your back.
But that's funny because when we would record songs, we'd have to leave the room and she'd have to do it by herself.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
We'd have to stand by the door and wait for her to say,
and I was like,
okay, I'm done.
I'm finished. Like a little kid that was pooping. It's time to come wipe me.
I finished.
Okay, y'all laughing at that, but I used to do that.
She'd say something like, she'd be like, okay, I messed up. I need to restart.
Can you stop and start again?
Yeah, I definitely remember that. But not to boost her ego even more. But to be fair, when we would play music, I was very early on when I didn't really heard her sing. I guess I had, but I didn't really think about it that hard. I at one point we were playing, like, forgot what I was doing because I was zoned in listening to her because it was just that good. Not to just sit here and blow smoke up your butt, but it was like, okay, let me focus back on what I'm doing.
I did write down the same thing you mentioned though, Scott. The fixing supper and him saying that. I just put SMH. Like, gosh, you can't compete with this dude.
You can't.
Like, no. But you can learn a lot from him. I mean, it's a good thing to try.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a good way to win, I guess. Her phone sound is on. And that, I love that. In your face, loser. Her phone sound is on the whole time. Even when they're at the end, I noticed. And she sends that message you were talking about when they're in bed, Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
And she sends the message. You can hear that little whoosh.
Uh-huh.
From the iPhone when you send it. Her phone sound is on. I love it because you said, Chuck,
do we want to get into it? I mean, let's pause.
I mean, we don't need to. I'm just saying.
If somebody were to text you right now, Shauna or Erin, is your phone going to make a noise or is it going to vibrate?
It will not make a noise.
Of course it wouldn't. I could text Scott right now and I know it would go bing.
And you know what would happen? I would text you.
My bad.
No, I'll text you and then you won't respond for like hours. And I'll be like, did he not get the joke? I think it was a good joke. And then you'll show up on my doorstep at 2 a.m.
Oh, what was that?
There it is.
So you could be sitting in the boardroom with the vice president of the company Okay, so what we're
That's
gonna do
completely
is
different.
Oh,
Completely
I'm
different.
I'm sorry. That's my uncle. He's just texting me some funny jokes.
Something funny. Probably a joke. He said he's pregnant. That's weirdo. This is
Got
it's
a big
a good
box
joke,
of condoms
though, if
for
you
me
get
to
it.
look through.
Charlie, I can't believe you haven't brought this up yet. So the brother, what's his name, Sasha, said
Yeah.
he married Esther because she wasn't fun. And
Oh,
I
yeah, that was
know
the
you were
topic of
trying
conversation.
to think of something to say back as a joke.
Because he said something like, she's the fun one. Yeah. Why do you think I married Esther?
That's so funny y'all say that because I had a note here, but I just didn't say it because I don't know why I wrote it down.
But because you were trying to think of something funny to say.
It's
It
about
says
that,
you
isn't
don't. My note says you don't marry fun.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, this is
Got
awkward.
it, Charlie.
Yikes. Okay. So about librarians being stern and unapproachable. And any other notes? Shauna, you have any notes? You've been quiet over there.
No, it was an episode. It was definitely an episode.
Okay.
Do we? What? I'll ask you, Shauna. We're digging. I know we talked about this before, but we're still digging the rough facial hair he's got going on.
Yeah, the neck.
I mean, that's
beard.
part of it, right?
No,
Looks completely different without facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
better or worse?
Well,
Oh, no, you got to have some. With
I like
none,
him
it's
with hair.
But
Yeah.
yes, there are times
Facial.
when it's like, man, if you just found yourself a clipper.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
why
mean,
the
he
neck.
can neaten it up, but
Because he doesn't have it in all the pictures of him in real life.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a neck beard, so that was a creative
I
choice.
know.
So like, keep the neck beard.
I think it was to sort of make him the everyman, right?
That's fair.
But even still,
That's actually a really good point. Yeah,
he's just a
sure.
relatable guy. He's just a,
Who? That wasn't a who. Who's he married to in real life?
No.
Blair
Does anybody
from
know
Gossip
other
Girl.
than? Oh, gosh.
Oh, is that why you asked that?
Blair from Gossip Girl.
She slid you a note. Set me up for this one. Ask me who he's married to.
He did. He did that.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other notes. I think it's getting good. I want to know when we get to the point where he becomes not so great. At some point, he's got to be a bit of,
Well, we're building up to that. It's
You
gonna
have to have conflict.
You're gonna get way up here, and then
it's just
gonna
her.
drop.
It's just her. Go
Right.
bouncing.
We need something from his side. She's
off the walls.
The
I think the
uneasiness right now. We need.
I think the
from
idea
him.
is it's supposed to be Rebecca, but again, I'm on the boat of like, why would anyone even be considering? She found the engagement ring and put it on and pretended like they were already engaged. Bing, bing, bing. Red flag. I'm not even considering. But part of him is like, am I doing the wrong thing? What, homie? No.
Right. He's still
that
being
should
perfect,
be obvious
even
to
in
you.
that scenario.
But
right, like,
but he it makes so much sense that he would feel that way though, because we talked about his family previously. They're so like they just dump the guilt on you. You're gonna second guess yourself on a regular basis if your family's constantly making you feel like you're terrible.
I was really glad the dad was like cool about it because I thought surely one of them has got to be helpful.
It was good
here.
advice. Yeah. I mean, you have no autonomy in that situation to make a decision that you feel like is right for you and without everybody losing their marbles.
Such a dad answer too. But on the other hand, you're the one that's got to live with her. Not me. Not your mom. I thought,
I wrote a note down about that, but I can't say it without crying. But
go ahead.
I was
please.
glad to see
as we wrap it up here.
A good father-son moment there. Like, okay, I mean, there's some decent relationships in this family.
The big hug.
That's all.
It would be so funny is you and your son would be sitting there having a nice moment, crying, great, hugging, and I would be the one to come in. Yes.
Here's
Big hugs. Yes. That'd be so awesome. And both of you'd be reluctant, and he would give me that look like,
well, I could see him doing
it.
Oh man. Well, anybody else have any other notes? No.
No, I still hate Noah, but I love him. He's a good role model. Yeah.
We'll be back with episodes 5 and 6. Erin, we'll have you back on at some point. We want to do like a full show recap at the end to get your thoughts on, because I'm sure you have a lot more thoughts that we can't even comprehend at the moment. But thank you for joining us for this.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. For Charlie Harcum and Sean Fretwell, I am Scott Feltz. Thank you for joining us.